Hello, this is Draculus from the Phoenix on server 832, and today I wanted to talk about the War of Odinium event. This is an event where one alliance from one server battles a different alliance from a different server. Only the top 8 alliances on each server can participate, and of those alliances, only 40 people can participate in total. There are 2 teams, one of which is a team of 30, which is the first team, and then there can be 10 backups, which is called the second team. When the event first becomes available to us, we need to pick a time. We can't pick any time, we only can pick the times that they provide for us as choices, and if we don't pick them soon enough, there are only limited numbers of slots in each time. So we try to find a time that works best for most people that is still also available. So once we've picked a time and picked the people that'll participate, you can enter the battlefield once the battle phase begins. You'll notice on your map you have multiple icons of different shapes. These represent different types of buildings that are available in the battle. Each one has different properties, and let's talk about where we begin and what our strategy is. When we enter the battlefield, we are on the south. We will be in a row along the very bottom of the map, and at first we won't be able to do anything. After a minute, the first buildings will become available. These are the fortresses. They are along the bottom, and there are 3 of them. At this point, I want to give a shout out to my alliance mate, Bao. He took these screenshots. That is why they are in French. So when we take these fortresses, the first 3, we want to take a weak march into the fortress. The reason we want to do this is because at first they're not going to try and take our fortress. It's all the way across the map from where they're located, and we're going to need stronger marches to take the next building. After another couple of minutes, the next buildings to become available are the transfer stations. They're marked here on the map. There are 4 of them, 2 on our side and 2 on their side. These are possibly the most critical buildings to take. The reason they're so critical is because if you control a transfer station, you can teleport to that transfer station. It is the only way that you can leave the starting zone, and the map is large enough that we will need to take these transfer stations if we want to move forward into the map and defeat them. An important thing to know at this point is that you do not need to recall your march from those frontline fortresses in order to teleport to the transfer station. As long as your troops are not in motion, meaning marching from one location to another, you can teleport to a transfer station without recalling. Other buildings become available to control as well. There is a technology center as well as a frontline base. The difference between these is basically just the number of points per minute you get. The technology center gets you 50 points per minute. The frontline base gives you 100 points per minute. You'll notice in the lower left hand side of your screen there is a box with a timer underneath it. This is for the supply drop. Every few minutes a bomb truck will be dropped from a plane, and this is where the lower level players should focus most of their energy. If you can teleport to a transfer station that we control, when this bomb truck is available, send as many marches as you can, do as much damage as possible. Whoever lands the last blow will take control of the truck, and it will automatically march to the nearest building controlled by the enemy. And when it hits that building, it will destroy all the troops inside of it and kick the people out of that building. This is really important because we only have a limited number of troops. Wade does not work. You can't instantly repair in Odinium, and your hospital just keeps filling up and filling up and filling up. So the first team to run out of troops loses, and this bomb truck is one way that we can damage a lot of troops. Another way to damage enemy troops is by attacking their bases directly. You cannot attack them when they are at their starting base, way in the back side of the map, but once they teleport to a transfer station, you can attack them directly. Also, throughout the map, there are some gem mines. You can mine them and get gems throughout the battle, but you can also be attacked when you're mining. So if you see an enemy that is mining, attack that enemy, you'll kill their troops, and that's another way to get rid of them. Make sure you train as many troops as you can before the battle starts. You can't enter the battlefield if you have troops currently training, so make sure that you time this correctly so that you're done before the battle phase begins. Otherwise, you're going to end up using speed ups to get that training completed or just canceling those troops before you can enter. So in summary, when the battle begins, we will take the fortresses along the bottom of the map and then move up to the transfer stations. Send your strongest marches into the transfer stations, leave the weaker march in the fortress, and then move up towards that transfer station. All the weaker players move up to the transfer stations and keep your eye on that supply drop. Stronger players start attacking other bases that are mining, and start moving forward and taking more of their buildings on the other side of the map. Eventually, if we control more than they do, after an hour, we win. And that's all there is to it, really. Just have fun, enjoy yourselves. It's only an hour long, and thank you.